I am terrified and scared of having kids. Why? I grew up in China, and as the only child in the family and also the youngest among my cousins, I never had to take care of anything or anyone in my entire life, so I don't really know what it's like to take care of a dependent. In addition, I'm also an ambitious and career-driven young woman, and have children means that I will probably have to slow down my career, give up part of the life that I love. Either it's my job, or content creation, or running, working out, or cooking, or hanging out with friends. I mean, which part of my life should I give up, and for something that I don't even know if it's gonna worth it? I'm also terrified of the changes. I read a lot about all the physical changes that you have to go through, all the lifestyle changes, the mentality changes, not only just to me, but also to Brayful and I as a couple. I am not sure that if those changes are worth making. So, as much as a lot of people around me and on social media tells me how cute babies are, and I know that when they say that, they genuinely mean it, it still doesn't make my fear go away. I'm still scared. It's a one-way road. Sorry, I'm regretting having a kid now, so can I just put it back? In order to face my fear head on and really understand what it's like to take care of something, what it's like to, sacrifice part of my life, my time for something, and also the changes that'll happen to Rayful and I decided that I'm gonna try it out with a dog. To me, it is a perfect plan to try it out in a low-risk environment. Plus, I've always wanted to get a dog since I was a little kid. It's something that I know that I wanted, and they're just so freaking adorable. So I reasoned, if I can take care of a dog and survive from it and get a taste of more or less kind of a puppy kid situation, I will probably be okay of having a kid. Disclaimer, I know that I'm drawing a lot of parallels in this video between children and dogs. So please don't be offended. I fully recognize that kids and dogs are completely different. But for my own purposes, this is the closest that I can get without just go for a kid. So please watch at your own risk. And if you don't like it, just close the browser and go on with your day. Thank you. So Nori was born on August 14th, and we took him home mid-November. Paternity leave at the time was not really a thing. I guess it's still not a thing right now. But I wasn't worried because I had a week with him before I started my new job. So as a preparation, I did all my research, watched all the YouTube videos, and bought all the tools, the toys, everything. And I thought I was ready. I mean, I know it'll be hard, but I mean, it's just a dog. How hard could it be? Now, Nori is about 9 months, so we spent a good couple months with him. How was the overall journey so far? Let me use a few adjectives to walk you through. Real. After we got Nori, life seems to just got so real all of a sudden. There are so many unexpected accidents that we have to adapt for. There were so many things that we did not know that we needed to do. There are also so many more emotions and responsibilities that just kind of came out from left field, and I don't think that I really fully aware how much change that I have to make in order to adapt a puppy in our life. I'm also someone who is super organized. I go by my plan, and a lot of times it is so hard to plan with a dog. So it was really hard for me personally to adapt to the new lifestyle. Stressful. It was very stressful for me, at least in the first couple of weeks. I just remember on the car ride home from the breeder and have Nori just sitting on my lap, and he is such a tiny, fragile little creature. And I was just so terrified of him getting injured, him getting hurt. I was constantly checking Google, what are the things that I was supposed to do, how to not kill him accidentally in the first couple of weeks because I did something that's really stupid and that was so dangerous to him that I just was not aware. I constantly was texting our trainer at the time, which thank God she was there because she answered so much of our questions. Yeah, and I also did not know that dogs are super injury prone, at least in Nori's case. He got bitten once and he torn his toenails out while playing in a dog park. So we were at the vet a lot, which was really stressful for us. Onerous. I had no idea how much work there is to take care of a dog. I mean, I could have a mental image of what it's like because I've seen other people walking their dogs before, but it's next level when you have to do it personally, day in and day out. We've taken him out every day, at least from an hour to 2 hours, depends on his energy level. Doesn't matter if it's weekdays or weekends, when it's sunny, when it rains, or when it's blizzardy outside, you have to take them out, otherwise there go coconuts in the apartment. We cannot sleep in anymore. That's not a thing that exists, which probably is good for us. It promotes a slightly healthier schedule. We also have to clean after him constantly. In the beginning, during the potty training period, it was horrible. And we also have to take him to the groomers, get his nails cut, constantly clean the apartments all the time. I want to say that we are probably one of the fortunate ones where we could afford help. So for example, during the days when both Revo and I are just so busy, we would send him to doggy daycares. So then he would play around with other dogs, socialize, and just be exhausted when he comes home. We also get lots of help from Revo's parents. There are a couple of times where we have to be out of town, so we just dropped him off at his doggy grandparents' place and was able to really relax and be ourselves again that weekend. Guilty. I feel guilty all the time. Nori is a very active dog and we have a tiny apartment, a 1-bedroom apartment. So it is really hard for him to just, play in the apartment or run around. And there are a lot of times where Riff and I will be so busy and we just could not play with him, but then he looks at you with those puppy eyes and you just feel so bad. So that's why we put him on daycares during some busy days, or we take him out for extra long walks, hikes, dog park plays on weekends to, I guess, compensate a little bit. I guess I really understand the guilt that a lot of the working moms feel right now. Confused. I think we're also confused a lot of times because there's so many resources online, all the different types of dog videos, all the different training videos, different training theories, different things of what you're supposed to do, what you're not supposed to do, but it just feels like there's never a black and white answer. Also, so many tools, so many toys, so many everything. I get confused at which resource to really use and what would really work for Nori, a Labradoodle kind. Maybe there is something specific, maybe there's not. I am really not sure. Next, patient. I have to admit, I am not really a patient person. I like to just make my plan and just go do it right away. And it drives me absolutely crazy. I have to repeat things a few times or if the other person doesn't listen to me. But when Nori's still a puppy, I mean, he's still a puppy as a dog, it is really hard to expect him to get it right away. He is extremely smart, but there are still so many things that we have to work through. For example, the leash training, the constant pulling of the leash. We have tried at least 5 or 6 different methods and we're still working on it. The home destruction. He has scratched off our wallpaper, got into the wall. He has chewed off our shoes. He has chewed off coffee table or end table or dining room table. Pretty much everything, anything that he can reach with his teeth. And there are so many videos that are saying that you cannot penalize your dog, but just divert his attention. So we try our best to not get mad at him. But sometimes it's also really hard. Yeah, I get frustrated and impatient. Next, compromising. I think both Revo and I, we have to make a lot of compromises in our life to accommodate Nori. So for me, as an example, I spend at least, on average, an hour to 2 hours with him on a daily basis to walk him, take care of him, pick up after him. Time that I probably could have used on other stuff, for example, reading, personal care, working out, or just watch TV, but I have to give that time up because of him. And Revo and I, we have to plan our schedules better. We cannot go work out in the morning together anymore. That used to be one of our favorite things to do. But now we have to plan ahead who is going to be working out, who is the person who is going to be taking Nori out. Same thing as dinner. We used to love to cook together, but now it's just too inefficient for both of us to be stuck in the same place. So we take turns. One person would cook dinner, the other person would take him out. In addition, there are times where we have to take him to the vet. So then we have to plan ahead of time who is going to have a less busy day and can carve out, an hour of time to drop him off and wait at the vet for him. And we also could not be as spontaneous as we used to be. I mean, we used to love to go on trips, last-minute trips, fly around everywhere, but now we could not really do that. Whenever we make a plan now, we have to figure out whether we can figure out someone to take care of him or whether the hotel are dog-friendly, and typically if they are dog-friendly, they will charge an extra fee, but I totally understand. Yeah, so it's honestly a lot of lifestyle changes or compromises that we had to make, and I did not count for it in the beginning. And that was also partially, part of the reason why I was so stressed out in the beginning. On the bright side, I was also genuinely surprised. Through Nori, I have met a lot of new people and made friends over him. There will be people who would come up to me and comment on how cute Nori is on our walk. I have accidentally entered this club of dog ownership and, commiserate with other dog parents about how ridiculous their puppies are and feel better that I'm not the only one that is dealing with all of these issues. It's also amazing to see him learning and growing. I mean, he is such a smart dog. When we teach him tricks, he understands it right away. We're also exploring different parts of the city because of him. We found that there is amazing dog trail in Hyde Park, and we found that there are other really nice dog-friendly trails that we can take him to. It is like we're rediscovering Toronto all over again. Last but not least, happy. As hard as it was, I was happy. I was happy probably 60% of the time, and not just me, but also Rayful and his parents, and just see the joy that Nori brings to him and really bond our family together. It was incredible. I think Rayful's mom once told us that her heart closed off for animals because when she was a kid, all the animals that she would raise would eventually, unfortunately, become part of the meal. So as a coping method, she has closed her heart off for animals, but because of Nori, she opened it up again. And it was also really funny that now whenever we go visit them, instead of asking how I and Rayful are, they would immediately greet Nori first. And then 5 minutes later, they would be like, oh, hi, which is really amazing. Cuddles are great. Whenever we come home, sometimes late at night, and we would be sitting on the couch chilling, Nori would pick his favorite toy and jump to the couch and just chew on his toy and just cuddle next to us. It's one of the most amazing feelings. Or in the morning when he first wake up, he would be so happy to see us and flip on his belly and want belly rubs. Or whenever we take him to the dog parks and just watching him being so energetic and chasing other dogs, and the happiness honestly is contagious. I think I was surprised at how happy I was. So that is my journey with Nori for now. If you ask, am I still worried or terrified of having a kid? I want to say no, but the truth is I still am. If anything, I am more terrified and more scared because I know all the work, all the compromise, all the sacrifice that I now experience with Nori. It is going to be exponential with having kids, with having children. And I am not looking forward to that part, and I honestly don't know how I'm going to adapt. But the things that I do know now is that, yes, even though the work will be exponential, the happiness, the joy would also be so much more. And probably people would always adapt based on this. Before Nori, I didn't know that was possible for me to have a full-time job, a content creation career, and still do a lot of things that I love. But I figured out with Nori. So maybe we'll still be able to figure it out with the kids, and you couldn't really disaster plan until you really have to face it. And also after all of this, I realized that Rayful is an amazing partner. We are so good together. We partnered up, just slowly chip away all the responsibilities and take care of Nori together. I honestly don't think I could have done it without his help. Yeah, so that is my experience. I don't know if you feel it the same way, or if you're still struggling with the same fear that I have right now, or if you've done it before. And if you have, can you please share your experience in the comment and let me know that life is actually not all that bad? All right, I think that's it for my rant today. Until next time. Bye!